Hi, welcome to Thoughts with Thee. I'm your host, Downtown Theo Brown. Always talking a little jive, always bring you right back to the right vibe. Living like a rock star in the 21st century. I'm large and I'm in charge, and thank you very much for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk about something that probably never gets talked about. What goes around comes around. Karma. All these things happen the way they happen and stuff. People often ask themselves the question, why does this happen to me? Well, if not you, then who? And if so, why not you? Let me tell you some stories. They're true stories, and if they ever got out, my friends would kill me, but I'm going to tell you the true stories as they happen. Well, one of my friends' wives called me. She couldn't believe after 12 years of marriage that her husband was out cheating on her. She couldn't believe that she was the PTA mom. She picked up her children. She hung out and did her thing, hung out with his friends, until it was time, and she disappeared and stuff. But she was a very, very good wife. But she couldn't believe that. My mother had reminded me when they first met, the two of them, she had gotten pregnant while my friend was married, and they lived on the same block. She lived on the same block at the corner, and my mother reminded me of that. Then I had another friend of mine. Well, she called me also, complaining about she couldn't believe that her boyfriend had went out of town with his ex-wife. And again, my friend reminded me of the first time that the two of them had met at a nightclub, and they hooked up for about 3 days. And she drove my friend home, and his wife called. The two of them were in the car, and she uttered a sound, made a noise, made a presence, let the wife know that he was in the car with her. He was in the car with her, and that started a certain type of relationship. And I often remember a time when I was first married, of my first year. My daughter was 3 months old, and my wife was out, and I was trying to figure out what had happened. Why was she out there like that? Well, what happened was, I remember it was once upon a time ago, maybe 5 years ago, I was messed around with a woman that was married, and I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. I thought it was a good time. And then I remind myself when it happened to me that it wasn't so cute. It wasn't so fun. And now I'm not having a good time. But I understood that that's the price you pay for the things you do, and it doesn't make a difference how long ago it happened. But I remind myself, how could I get mad at someone else when I did the exact same thing to somebody else? This is what I'm talking about. The things that happen to us, the pains that happen to us, the surgeries, the deaths, the loss of jobs, the loss of homes, and loss of property, and all these things happen to us. We have to wonder, why are the things happen the way they happen to us? What have I done? I'm living a good life now. Yeah, you may be, but what about the time you weren't going to have a good life? And besides that, all we're doing is trying to teach you to be able to weather the storm, whether you did or did not live a good life. But these things happen to us. And I know oftentimes, too, we want to see those things happen to those people and stuff. We want to see those people get those things and get theirs back. We don't get a chance to decide those things. That is not yours. Vengeance is not yours at all. And when they do get these things back, we don't have to be, and we may not ever be present, but knowing it's going to happen for that person. So you can't depict that. You can't give a wrong because a wrong has been done to you. It doesn't happen that way. All we have to do is remind it to do the right thing, because the right thing is what happens to us. If we continue doing the right thing, we'll continue to prosper, weather the storm. Things happen to us the way they happen to us. We get deaths in the family. We get unheard of injuries and surgeries and stuff. Maybe we'll be able to speak to a board one day about something that happened to us. I had a friend of mine that was totally against COVID, and he ended up catching COVID. Now he's speaking nationwide about get the vaccinating shot and all this other stuff, because he wanted one, he experienced it himself, and he was a big advocate of not taking it for whatever conspiracy government theories that he had. But those things happened to him. So, and the things that happen to us in death, maybe you'll become an advocate to be able to speak to somebody and help them overcome a situation that they may find very, very difficult, but they'll be able to relate to you. So we don't know why we put into the purpose and why things happen the way they happen to us, but they do. And all we have to do is weather the storm, and then know that these things that happen to us for a reason, and what's for us will be for us, and what's planned for us will be planned for us, and nobody can take that away from us. So weather the storm, understand that it's for a bigger purpose and a better time. This is your main man, Don Big Brown. Always talking a little jive, always bring you right back to the right vibe. My business is love and happiness, and my business has been quite good. Until next time, thank you.